Hello and welcome to Happy Hour again, coming to you today from the beautiful social distancing home studios located in Ventura and Camarillo, California.
All right, welcome back to Happy Hour again. This is our last call segment. I'm sitting here with my good buddies and co-hosts, Joby Yobi and Curtis Taylor. We just came off a really awesome conversation about third space with Dr. J, Dr. Jacob, depending on which level of formality you want to roll with. If you missed it, you're going to be able to check it out on all of our podcast streams with Spotify, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts. But now we're going to recap with some fun. I'm going to drink from a can. I'm going to drink beer from a can instead of being all civilized with my glass.
I think I'm contemplating the Dr. J and like the comfort with calling him Dr. J. And
I jumped right in on it. I didn't care.
He loved it.
But I think the thing is like you three are all the same age, and I'm 10 years older than all of you. And so the only Dr. J I know is a
white streak up front.
Yes, Dr. Julius. Yeah, we know.
Is a 7 foot tall basketball player. So that's why
I know.
But it was when earlier Jacob was talking about how we have to make reservations to see each other essentially, and as we get older and our lives get more complicated, and I'm always grateful that we have this standing reservation every Monday night so that we three can get together. And Jacob and I have a standing reservation too that we end up, or reservation, whatever it is, appointment, meeting, reservation, since we're talking about third spaces.
Reservations are required everywhere.
Right. So it's just one of those things that we do, right? I mean, if you do that with the people who are important to you, to make sure that you get those spots in. Otherwise, it's easy just to drive, like what we're talking about, drive our car into the house, into the garage, and then not come out.
Well, not literally into the house.
Well, yeah, and drive it into the garage, and then walk into the house, and that's all you do. I mean, it's really easy to do something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And these days, I think the reservation is important because it also gives us time to prepare with all our PPE, get our gloves and masks on. We know, we have a preparation time. We know when we have to get ready for that event.
I don't know about you two, but anytime I'm in, whether it's mostly Target now is about the only place that I go besides Trader Joe's, but I get my
institution.
Well, that's true. But they don't carry hand sanitizer, so I get my daily
Institution, get on that.
I get my. I know.
Please help Curtis out. As your biggest fan, he needs your sanitizer.
Make him have only 2 places to go.
Target and Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's probably sells hand sanitizer, but it's in a bottle about this big and it costs $10. So I go to Target for that one.
Yes.
It's organic and gluten-free sanitizer.
Yeah. I was gonna say it has a fancy name like Trader something, but he can't say that anymore. So.
Yeah, and
it might even be cage-free.
It smells like thyme as well.
Organically grown cage-free sanitizer.
I may try that. I may try putting some thyme in my hand sanitizer. Maybe that'll make it smell better.
I think I may try to come out with some organic, gluten-free, cage-free hand sanitizer. Jason, let's talk to one of these distillers.
I'm in, and let's do it. And we actually have an artist here who could help us with the branding.
It would end up costing like $30, $40 for 6 ounces. But yes, you could do it if you market it.
If it's marketed correctly, some people will buy.
Right.
This is what you say. If you care about your skin, yes. If you care about your skin, use only sanitizer.
Cage-free sanitizer. I do like that, and maybe that's the next T-shirt. I know I've come up.
You don't want to feel bloated after flying. Make sure it's gluten-free as well. We have both options available.
And I think it's what is it methanol? What is it? All the ones that they found. I think it's methanol.
Right, it was, right. Wood alcohol.
So you just say methanol free. That's it. And people will be like, oh, shit, that's awesome. Now with 100% less methanol.
I love it.
Yeah, that's so 2020 that we have to worry that the hand sanitizer is going to make us go blind, right?
By the way, the hand sanitizer always had that shit in it. It's just that now people are using it. They're like, whoa, you weren't supposed to use this much of it.
Yeah, they use it so often.
When we were young, Curtis, that wasn't what we worried about making us blind.
Yes.
Oh, no. What?
Hand sanitizer consumption. I mean, let's think about how much sanitizer those brands were made. They were like, yeah, we'll probably sell like one. Like the average person will buy one bottle in their whole lifetime. The repeat customer they'll never be a repeat customer.
Okay, so when we went to get my daughter's stuff in Oregon, which was when was that? May. It was like Labor Day weekend, I think.
That was like the height of
Yeah. Somewhere in Oregon, we stopped and we were waiting for
Most conservative, safe person we know. Joby decided to get his daughter's stuff from college in the height and peak of
It was
peak.
now in my defense, it was down just a tiny
He's
bit.
actually right, because now is peak COVID.
Right.
We're in peak COVID right now.
So we were waiting for the Rogue Creamery to open, and right next to the Rogue Creamery, or about a half a block away, was a Walgreens, and so we went in just because we were there early and we were looking around, and they had like a 2-liter bottle of hand sanitizer, and we've gone through that entire bottle. Like, how can one family go through 2 liters of hand sanitizer? That's just unheard of. What Joby was talking about, like, that's 3 lifetimes of pre-COVID sort of sanitizer. But I couldn't pass it up because like nobody else has hand sanitizer, and like, oh wait, 2 liters sold.
I know. Well, I think sanitizer has gone through a whole wave, because first it got all fancy, like we have to have our local guys making it, Rogue, blah, blah, blah. And now I think it just says sanitizer on it. And it's just like, yeah, this is fine.
Can we talk about the very
generic
sanitizer though? The like real thick, viscous, soapy, filmy stuff that,
that's
got
when extra.
I walk out, I need to wash my hands just to get rid
Afterwards.
of the sanitizer that supposedly sterilized my hands.
That's got some extra, what is it, glister, something to make it. Because then you have the other stuff where you go up to the machine and it just like pours out like water, and it's just going all over your.
So my favorite so far has been Ventura Spirits hand sanitizer.
There you
And
go.
if it weren't for the stupid hydrogen peroxide smell, I would be using that even outside of COVID. Like, there's something that feels refreshing about using that. And most of the other stuff, the businesses are going with the cheap goopy crap. I don't like it.
And I think that what you're talking about, the peroxide, isn't that the bittering agent thing that denatures it so that people don't drink it? Yeah.
Correct.
Well, I can't wait till 2021 or 2022 when studies come out and say we've over sanitized ourselves, and coronavirus is gone, but all these new diseases have come out because we're all over sanitized. We are over sanitized. I'm sorry. There have been studies way before this that said
too much. Yeah.
You know what we missed out on, Curtis? Well, and maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Joby, what were you enjoying tonight? I didn't hear the beverage of choice for you, sir.
This is way out of left field for me. I was drinking the Standard.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And I gotta say, I actually enjoyed it.
That's good.
Because I don't ever buy this beer. It was given to me in a 4-pack, and someone came to my. So okay, full disclosure, there were the hazy, the IPA, and the pale, which the pale is one of my favorites, and the hazy is pretty damn good. They're all good, but someone came over while I was at work to visit, and when I came home, there was this. And I was like, he drank the pale and the hazy. Like, yeah. Okay, that's cool. I can't get mad because it was gifted to me too. So it's all a circle of life, circle of beer life. But yeah, I would not buy. I would buy this again. Actually, it's like low calorie.
The Standard,
5.6%.
it's a little maltier, right? It's a little more of an amber style ale.
No, it says clean, crisp, sessionable light ale. It actually won a gold medal. GABF.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more like a
you're right.
light,
Light, grainy malt backbone, Jason. That's good. But yeah, I guess I would buy it again. Ventura Light too. I've had that one before. That's not bad either. But yeah, and you know what? I drank this whole thing through the whole show, so I did not have very much beer tonight.
No, it's 4%. What was it?
No, it's actually 5.6.
Right. You know, the pale is. The first time I drank that and it must have been on tap somewhere, because I remember drinking it out of a glass, and I would take a drink, and then I I was looking around because there was somebody next to me smoking weed. Like I could smell it, so it was just thick. And then I couldn't find it. And then I take another drink, and I'm like, wait, who's smoking weed around? And then I'm like, wait, that's in the glass. Like the hops were so dank. It was pretty incredible.
It's a fantastic beer. I think their pale ale is probably one of my favorites. And you're right, it does. It drinks like an IPA. It's like 6.5% or something. I don't even know.
In because I'm old, I'm going to remember a time when 6.5% was an IPA and not a pale ale.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Or where 5.5 was in a sessionable ale.
Yeah, right. I know. Now I'm looking at a beer, and if it doesn't have 7% alcohol, then like, what's the effort? Like, please.
Well, the school of thought on that, Curtis, is to go for more alcohol, less cans.
Okay.
Per session.
Oh, so I'm supposed to cut back on the.
No. You're good. More alcohol, less cans, or less bottles.
Okay, I got you.
Whereas when you were younger, it was high alcohol and as many as you could possibly drink.
High alcohol, high can.
That just sounds like a recipe for disaster in some of our circles, especially at our age these days.
High alcohol, high can. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
And I was thinking about my like little archive in the fridge. I've got some of those high alcohol, high volume, or big bottle formats that are just calling our names if we ever get back into a shared space.
Curtis said February.
Curtis said February. I've got some old
You
stuff
might not
in there,
be
though,
wrong.
I haven't been wrong so far, have I? Come on, really?
No.
I'm playing it safe, and yeah, there we go.
All right. I mean, touche. The numbers did go up. You're right.
And I'm not happy about it by any means. All right.
You don't want to be right.
No, I don't. And I would, and by being,
If
yeah.
being right is wrong, I don't want to be right.
I wish I could sing that because that's such a fabulous melody, but I won't do that right now. All right. Jason, I'm sorry. I totally cut you. I totally cut you off.
No, you're good. I probably needed to be cut off. That's okay. What do we got coming down the pipe, though? I see on the calendar we've got 2 open weeks without guests, which means it might be a free-for-all, right? We might be running rampant.
One long last call.
It is.
Left to our own devices.
You know, as we're looking at those, we've got those 2 open weeks, and we'll get them filled certainly. Then I think that 3rd week is the Chicago Beer Riot. Jason, are you looking at the calendar?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay.
So the Chicago Beer Riot is coming down on August 17th.
That'll be another author from Arcadia Press. So like our guest from last week, Brenda McGee. It's those local historians writing about things that are interesting to them. So we'll learn about that. I'm reading the book, and it's fascinating. It's starting off with history going back to the early, the late 1700s and early 1800s with Frederick Douglass and Betsy Ross and all this. And so, I mean, and leading up to them cutting off the temperance movement and cutting off beer. And essentially the people in Chicago didn't take kindly to them saying that they couldn't drink on Sundays. So that'll be an interesting conversation. I think maybe there's a week off, and then we have Stan Hieronymus, who is a home brewer celebrity, written a couple books. He has a website, AppalachianBeer.com, and I know him from a book called Brew Like a Monk. So we'll be talking. So we've got a few shows out there. Also, you know, there's a lot of stuff always in the
looking for
work.
ideas too from the listening audience. If you got some stuff you want us to talk about, you want topics to be discussed, like throw them at Happy Hour again. Put it up on our Facebook Messenger or send it to the Instagram account. Slide into our DMs if you want, but we're looking for ideas about what you want to get out of Happy Hour again. What would 3 guys be talking about at the table during Happy Hour?
Yeah.
We got some other cool stuff on the horizon. I think maybe it could be one of these open weeks we get the voice on, Tom Hilton, or, you know, throw it back to our old buddies from Groundswell Brewing. And Joby, I still would like to get David the Barber on. I am intrigued by
David the Barber has gone through some ups and downs, but I will reach out to him. He's now outside. He is now cutting hair in the parking lot.
I know, and that's a recent adjustment. So maybe
it's very recent.
one of these weeks would be the perfect timing to find out.
Well,
what
it's about that time. It's about that time. So when I get in there, I'll talk to him.
Is there any way we could do the show from the barber's chair?
Possibly. It only takes like 10 minutes to cut my hair. It's gonna be a really short show.
That's all right. We could do that as the opening segment. We could do your haircut as the opening segment and then talk to him in the core segment.
He does serve beer. I mean, he gives it away. Sorry.
Right.
Serve it.
It's a perk.
To get him in trouble. It's a perk, yeah. Although I don't even know if he's able to serve beer in COVID era. Forget the beer.
Well, does he have,
Forget I mentioned it.
He's not serving food.
Chips or anything that's serving food?
Yeah. He has to give you. Oh, that's something I forgot to talk about. It's we'll save it for Monday. All the new stuff. But
the ever changing.
what constitutes a meal? What constitutes a meal? Yeah, what constitutes a meal? That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Because Jason, you'll be very upset. Chicken wings are not a meal. I'm pissed off too.
Chicken wings is not a meal?
Chicken wings is not considered a meal. It's considered appetizer. It does not qualify as a meal.
What if you have blue
I'll
cheese?
leave with that.
Other effers.
I'll end with that, and we can pick that up on Monday.
Oh, man, that is an ultimate teaser for 7 days from now when we talk about what constitutes a meal during COVID.
But I do have a list, and we'll read it on Monday. We'll talk about it.
All right. That sounds like a good place to end then. I look forward to being befuddled and distraught with all kinds of angst and anger next week as we discuss what constitutes a meal.
While Curtis just laughs while he's hunkered down and sheltered in place. He doesn't care, see?
Yeah. Curtis still has food being slipped through the cat door. In his back door.
Reach out. Put it in. That's right.
He gets kegs delivered to his house and food. He's good.
Yeah, I've got everything I need.
Right. Although, you know what? You were right, Jason. For the person who's actually doing the most hunkering down, he has traveled way more than both of us.
I would
way more than both of us.
I would like to defend myself in that you haven't seen the boy in the bubble travel across California. So
I'm just saying,
I put a bubble.
Host puts on the sanitizer.
I put a bubble around the van, and then we're on our way. Like there's.
I'm just saying, you have crossed state lines. We have not. I have not crossed state lines.
I know.
I would like to speak to your supervisor about this, Curtis. Where's Genevieve?
I would. The one thing that I don't know if I've mentioned is that I do self-quarantine myself for 2 weeks after every one of those outings. So until
every one of those outings.
Every one of those outings. Yeah. I know we don't go.
That's why he's been carried through this whole 5 months because he's gone like 6 or 7 places. He takes 2 weeks off to quarantine.
He does 2 weeks off to quarantine, then he leaves again.
I do it very quietly because I have a persona to keep up here, guys. No, right. Ixnay on the apple tray.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. I was just merely observing.
And powerful Oz. Don't look behind the curtain. Pay no attention to that man over there traveling with his 2-liter sanitizer.
He's almost out.
It is when I go out to get gas. It is like a scene from Zoolander with the hand sanitizer.
You too could die.
Or Tommy Boy, whichever way.
Accident.
Whatever mental image you prefer, if it's Zoolander or Tommy Boy, that's me at the gas station,
Tommy Boy.
Making sure that I don't get any.
I don't know. It could be you in Footloose
or
Dirty Dancing.
The Irene Cara Flashdance. There we go.
Yeah, Flashdance.
Flashdance, not Footloose. Yes, Flashdance, where she pulls on the chain and all of a sudden the sanitizer comes down on Curtis.
I can do it. My hair's getting long enough to do that, by the way. So.
All right. Well, on that image and at the long teaser of what is a meal, we're going to close out happy hour again for tonight and come back next week.